Television is the universal babysitter, but would you want your babysitter living in your home, or worse, living in your child's bedroom? Professor Elizabeth Handsley is interested in the impact of television and other media on children's lives.
The problem is that violence and commercialism are being brought into children's lives through the media, without there being the proper information getting out to the people who can take care of children in relation to that. There are a few problems with television. One is children watching unsupervised. There's a lot of children who have TVs in their rooms now. There's also the kind of programs that children are watching aren't always age appropriate, and certainly the ads that are shown during those programs aren't always appropriate for children. The things that concern us most are commercialism and violence. There's a lot of violence being peddled to children through the media, through things like wipe clean activity books, pencil cases, you name it, associated with highly violent movies that have been deemed by the government to be unsuitable for children. There's also, of course, violent computer games, and there's fairly strong evidence that violent media can have an effect on children's attitudes to violence as they grow up. As far as commercialism is concerned, there's just the general problem of selling anything to children, because young children don't have the capacity to decode the selling message of an ad. They don't necessarily understand that the person who's telling them that this product is great and going to make them happy and cool and well loved is only doing that because they want their money and not because they want what's best for them. One that we see a lot of is food ads that link food to fun and toys and games. So we have some very, very poor nutritional value foods being linked to the kinds of things that children want in their lives, like fun, social acceptance, and so on.
And there's also the problem of the sexualization of children.
The sexualisation of children occurs in two ways. One is through exposing children to inappropriate sexual messages and imagery in the general media. The other one is in the media that are specifically aimed at children. There is often an underlying message of you need to look a certain way in order to be socially successful. And the way that children are being encouraged to look is being more and more linked to the trappings of adult sexuality. Nobody expects parents to develop their own polio vaccine for their children. We rely on people who have the resources and the expertise to develop that. When it comes to the media, we expect parents to do it all on their own. It's as if we were expecting them to develop their own vaccine and then administer the vaccine. It's a lot to ask of parents, and we think that the community can do a lot more to support parents in that regard.
And the community will have its chance at an international symposium on media and children to be held in Adelaide.
At Flinders University, we've successfully sought some funding from the Harvard Australian Studies Committee to support this symposium, and that's enabling us to bring out some really key important people from Harvard itself. The symposium is being held on the 18th of February 2010 here at Flinders at Bedford Park. It's open for registrations. We have limited spaces, but we'd be delighted to hear from anybody who really wants to get involved in these issues and work towards a better outcome for children. We hope that there will be a strategy for more effective action, more effective communication and more effective research to get the right information in the places where it's needed for the people who are making decisions about children's lives and children's media diet.